Welcome to the live stream today. Today is Tuesday. Let's see, May 13th already. Look at that. So I'm going to go ahead and share with you guys some updates. If you guys are just joining the live stream, make sure you guys smash that like button and comment down below. I know I've been MIA. It's been a crazy, hectic last couple of weeks, and I'll fill you guys in on it. Had a lot of personal stuff going on behind the scenes, so that kind of played into it. But let's go ahead and get started. So, you guys are just joining the live stream. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Cost you nothing. Takes less than a second. Let's do it. Let's get into it. So, I'm going to show you guys what we've been up to. So we hung up some string lights for our late night bonfires and barbecue stuff like that. And this is the current wood pile that we're going to process today, or at least try to get most of it done. I do got a couple sticks in the wood bin. I want to I want to like reprocess or resplit. They're kind of bulky, kind of chunky. Quick development. I was at the gas station not too far from my house. Saw a guy carrying a bundle of wood home. Asked him how much he paid for it. And it was like maybe 4 to 5 sticks of wood, and he said $10. I was like, whoa, what a ripoff. So I'm thinking about setting up my own like little uh my own little farm stand on the property or whatever. But yeah, let me show you guys how big this wood bin is and how much wood we actually got in here. So this wood bin, it's probably let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, probably 6 pallets long, and 2 pallets wide, and we've already crested. Like, it's ridiculous. Before I go on about the wood bin, we actually just planted some pumpkins right here, so we're hoping to get some pumpkins. We got our blueberries right there, 1, 2. I think that's like a little rose plant or something or other, and this is all tied into our solar irrigation system. And then so those two medium ones down there on the floor are blueberries. This ginormous one right there is a raspberry, and then that's a raspberry as well. So let me go ahead and swing you guys this way. And my gimbal's acting up. Actually, let me turn on the chat. There we go. So yeah, so this is the pile that we're going to try to process today. This is a fortified, refortified hand truck. My son was hauling some wood from a neighbor's house, and we ended up folding that hand truck right in half. So we actually had to reinforce that with some rebar, add some sticks for fortification on it. But yeah, so this wood bin is freaking huge. Let's go ahead and do a quick walk around, and then I also want to share with you guys some other developments. Sorry, I'm a little congested. So this is how big the wood bin is. It's freaking humongous. But this is not the exciting part. The most exciting part about today's video is look what kind of progress we've made. So if you guys never seen this, I suggest you guys go back in earlier videos and see what it looked like before. All of this was covered in vines, such as, there's a cluster up there. I'll see if I could zoom in for you. Give me 1 second. Oh, it's down. Sorry. So there's a cluster of vines right there, and that was all throughout this whole debacle, like this whole section. We got some dark patches. You'll see dark patches, a couple little other dark patches. We started actually burning the piles, so now we actually have access to the creek. And I'll give you guys a quick tour down there. And this is where my son likes to spend a lot of his time now, even though I don't really let him because it gets kind of deep over here. But check this out. So this is all on the property. So we have access to this beautiful creek that's on our land. that runs right through the middle of our property. All of this used to be overgrown with rose bush and stuff. Like right here, there's still a little bit more. Apparently, I missed, so I will probably follow that down, in which it's right here. So I'll come in with my brush cutter and cut those and make sure I get all that out of there because I don't want any of that thorn bush in here. So we've been building up these piles over here, and these piles we're gonna burn them. Today's not a good day. I got out of work at about 4 o'clock today. But and then tomorrow and like the rest of the week it's gonna rain. But give us about like another week or so. We're gonna let all this brush dry out. We'll probably even wait till late spring, and then we're gonna do these massive burn piles. We're gonna try to take most of the old logs out. So there's some old logs in here that were already cut prior to us acquiring the property. So you guys can see a ton of them over there. Excuse me. I just had dinner, so I have a little bit of a indigestion. And I got some more in here. I don't know if you could see that through all that brush. And a big game changer. I actually found an Echo weed whacker, and I'll show you. I'll bring you guys to the shed while I show you guys around one more time. But yeah, all this was covered in brush, all of it. You can see all that we cut down, and we done burned a lot of it. And we're going to attempt to plant watermelon here. Maybe perhaps some pumpkin, maybe up here. Pumpkin, watermelon, or we're going to try to get as close as we can to the creek. So there's a couple of different access roads to the creek. One is in between these two boulders here. And then I'll show you what we used to actually cut it. But this is another brush pile. Oh man, what a pain in the butt that was. We still got a lot of raking to do. But we got multiple different brush piles throughout the property that we still have to, get rid of and burn and stuff like that. Here, I'll take a walk down here and then I'll show you guys what we've been using to cut stuff. This area does get muddy, so this stuff actually brings in a lot of water, but this is all part of the property. So we actually are sitting on about 1.25 acres, I think it is. And a lot of this old brush, not brush, not lumber. What do you call this? Logs. There you go, logs. I just left them in there. I wanted to pull them out, but I'm like, you know what? Whatever. Who cares? But yeah, like I said, we still got a lot more raking to do. There's some more vines and stuff we actually got to pull up. I'll dig those out with the Subaru, hook up to them, and then yank them out. And then also, we plan on coming down here and cleaning the creeks out of any actual garbage. We might actually move the logs to the side and, leave them in here for the ecosystem. But as far as like any actual garbage, bottles, cans, stuff like that, old oil containers, anything that might be of a pollutant to the water system. And we actually have two water systems that we have. So this one actually goes up the road and into the mountain, and we actually get this water from a mountain. This water is actually a lot clearer than the water that comes in on this side. So we actually have two bodies of water that connect and meet right here. So this is the second. I'm not really sure where that goes. I will probably have to research it and like look it up on the map and then report it to you guys later on. But the water here is a lot more yellow than the water that comes in from here. So I assume that this water here has been through some stuff and seen some stuff. So this is all part of our property here. So I'm actually pretty stoked. This is actually really nice. So my son has been wanting to go fishing, but I haven't seen any fishing here, and I doubt that they stock it. And I'm pretty sure that goes out to the main like sewage water, or this probably goes down to the river. We actually have a couple of rivers not too far from where we are. So let me go ahead and trek through this. I've been using my hedge trimmer to kind of like knock down like a lot of the smaller stuff. Whoa, almost died. And yeah, so I've been using the hedge trimmer to kind of cut back a lot of the smaller stuff, but this stuff is just, it just grows like wildfire. So I got some more thorn stuff coming in here, right in there, and then more on the other side. Not that big of a deal. Looks like a carpenter bee or a honeybee, something. Not a honeybee, bumblebee. So yeah, so I actually came across this Echo trimmer right here. It is a Echo SRM 225, and someone actually threw that out. And what I did was I took off the weed whacker attachment, and I bought this saw blade attachment. So that's a brush eater, and then I use my angle grinder to sharpen the blade, and that's what I've been using to cut stuff down with. And then I actually have a Diablo saw blade that I could use to cut down like stumps and stuff. Not stumps, but like, you know, smaller stuff. But but how do you think we're doing so far? I think we made a lot of progress. Lately, my son and I, we hang out in these two hammocks, and then I'll read him some books, and then we just hang out and just lay in our hammocks side by side with each other. You know, just spending some time. And I actually have a really funny video of my son almost tipping over or flipping over his four-wheeler yesterday. I was thinking about posting it, but it seems kind of dangerous. So yeah, we're gonna refrain from posting that. So yeah, so I actually have a ratchet strap in that tree there to pull out that bundle of joy up there, those thorn vines. And again, all of this stuff actually has to dry out before we try to burn it and get rid of it. So it is what it is. But like I said earlier in the video, we are going to try to get a lot of this wood processed. So let's go ahead, fire up the generator, and let's get started. Hopefully it starts first try. Let me see. Hit a little go-go juice. So this generator was actually giving me issues. I brought it down to my mechanic. He opened up the oil, and then it just started pouring out. He was like, dude, I think you over poured the oil, and it has like an overload protection on it. So I was like, oh, that makes sense. All right, so here's a carburetor. Get you some starter fluid. I call it go-go juice. Hit it with a little pss, 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 pss. All right, so got that running. Let's go ahead and get started. I got my hatchet attached to my pants, so I'm gonna put that over here. I'm gonna take you guys off my gimbal and put you guys on my tripod, so give me one moment. And then I'm also gonna plug you guys into the charger. There we go. And I might have to put you guys inside the wood bin. I didn't check this angle before I went live, so forgive me. Yeah, that seems good, right? How's that look? Smash that like button. There's 15 people in here. There should be at least 15 likes on the video. And let's go ahead and start cranking some stuff out. I am going to plug you guys into my portable charger. And but yeah, how was everybody's Mother's Day? I couldn't have asked for a better Mother's Day. It was actually really good for me. Not because I'm a mom or anything, but because I had a bunch of family come over that I haven't seen in a while. And just fold up my gimbal. And make sure that you guys are good to go. Got power. Got power. Now, a lot of this wood is tree service wood that my buddy Steve dropped off, and I cut it probably like last week. So I'm gonna do some re-splits really quick, only because I noticed some bigger pieces in this wood bin. Just a couple quick re-splits, and then we will go ahead and get started. Oh no! How the heck did that even happen, dude? Oh, let me just adjust you guys really quick. I think the wind blew. There we go. Sky Swizzy, you're welcome, man. Which video did you find the most helpful? Dang, plug. Yeah, I think my extension cord is starting to go bad a little bit. Throwing straps, nice. Nice. I went from throwing straps to throwing wood, baby. That's what we do. See how much wood we can get done. I think this was a big pusher piece. No sweat, that's a small pusher piece. Just trying to get back into the rhythm of things. Alright, let's load up the hopper. Now I'm not really sure what species this wood is. I mean, all wood burns, baby. Start with that. This little piece. Just a tease. And get it done anyway. might have to go get my other extension cord if this one keeps acting up. Back in business, baby. That's what we do. Yeah, so from throwing straps to throwing wood, that's what we do. Quick little four-way split. Get rid of that. Quick little three-way. So I'm gonna take the split off, because this one we got a nice knot on it. So I'm gonna try to chunk this one out. Back in, finish the split. Gotta get a good split on this side. Back it off. Finish the split. No, not anytime soon. Not any new content anyway. What I do have to do is I gotta send a hard drive out to get repaired, because I lost a lot of files. If you guys, I don't think you guys ever heard about it, because I don't think I ever announced it publicly. But basically, there was a company that sells hats. There's a company that sells hats that also does embroidery and custom embroidery and all that stuff. And they basically messed up one of my external hard drives, and they didn't want to spend the correct money to fix it. And I would have probably had to take it to court, which would have cost me more money. So, yeah, I gotta send that hard drive out to get fixed. There's a few hard drives I gotta send out to get fixed. So now we're gonna put some things chunk. This one is a big naughty piece. So yeah, as far as new trucking content, there might be some that's new to you, but old to me, if that makes any sense. Because I do plan on creating more content, but it's just hard with my work schedule. A while ago I was trying to create, some creative content, but nobody could really get on the same page, man. Not everybody brings the same value to the table, and people like to overestimate what they're worth and what they bring to the table, but nah, not in my book, man. So I tried, creating with some local creatives, and just nothing really came of it, really. Not anything that I really wanted to pursue anyway. I find other people are kind of difficult to deal with. split. So this is a pretty gnarly piece. Okay, that piece didn't want to get split. Get the 4-way on, see what we can make of it. Let's do it. Go! Keep pulling the dang plug. Literally some small ones. Take the 4-way off of that. That's splitting. Yeah, interesting story too. I actually had Penske contact me a couple of weeks ago, offering me like a discounted rate on a truck, and I was like, nah, man, I'm good. Like for what I've been through with them, I need to have it free. Now I don't think free would even justify it. Like the lack of freight right now in this country is tanking because of the tariffs and stuff, but that's about to pick back up. If you guys don't know anything about it, I suggest you look into it. All the goods from China basically came to a screeching halt. Gotta get a good spin on this. No? Yeah, so crazy story, a couple of weeks ago, went to go do the oil change on my car, and the knucklehead who did the original oil change on it at Valvoline, I don't think you put old oil on the new seal, so it didn't come off like it should have. and I had to go out to Harbor Freight and buy tools, which I've never had to do. To do an oil change, never. Never in my life. Gotta get the edge split on this. There we go. That's what I was looking for. There, I got these chunks. Put this split on. Right up. Wow, really? It's all knotty. Yeah, you guys can see the swirls in there. It's all knotty. Naughty, naughty. Naughty, naughty. Try this side. That side, no problem. Man, too much. Try to get it on this side. Split this. chuck right in the wood bin, just like that. Alright, time to load up some more wood. Let's try that. Yeah, easy splits, baby. Put that on the ground for right now. See if I can cut this into two. That drop out. Four-way. Up. Easy splits, darling. Easy splits. Look at that. Wow. Split this one again. That's one thing I like about this splitter is that auto return makes it pretty freaking nice. This one we're just gonna split in two since it's a baby. Try a limbwood. Splits, baby. Look at that. Ah, yeah. Easy splits. This is the other quarter of this. This one I'll probably cut into half. This one is good. This one I'll probably run it through half again. That's a footer. Got to cut them into manageable sizes for the folk, you know. I got one more quarter over there. We're gonna do that. Splitting. But yeah, the auto return on this makes it so good. It already kind of sounds dry. See if maybe I'll split this in half and then I'll put the 4-way on. Kind of lost one right there. Little sweat. 4-way goes on. Splitter goes on. As I say that, I make a fool of myself. So now this is more manageable sizes. Get that pedal going, no time to waste. Auto return. There we go. Now we're making some money, baby. Ow! I haven't sold not one stick of firewood yet, but it's coming. Believe me, you. It's coming. Alright, so we're gonna take the 4-way back off for this. This one is a double header. This one is mean. Mean one. Look at that. I got 2 faces on this. I got a smaller face, a bigger face. We're gonna aim for the bigger face first. Try to get that done and out the way. Put it around, juice up. Let's go. Come on, girl. Got a lot of juice coming out of this one. That's it? Really? Alright. Do a little bit left here. Chunky, you know? You gotta take what you can get. Now we'll try this. On its back. I'm gonna try to split one more time and then I'll put the 4-way on. Oh, that was easy. That was too easy. I'll put the 4-way on right here. I'll try to see if I can get a good split out of it. Only a quarter. All good. Get this split. Make sure you guys smash that like button. What's going on, man? Becoming a lumberjack? Nah. I'm just becoming lumberjack, baby. Ow! Look at that. That one I should probably split again because that one got some bulk to it. It's all good. Yeah, so I'm actually thinking about starting up like a little roadside stand. I got some maple trees out here. I want to start tapping. Maybe make my own maple syrup. Not for sale at first. I want to get my recipe down and my proportions right. And yeah, this is some slim pickings. Look at that. Do some quick splits on that. More manageable size pieces. Chuck that over. Chuck that over. Get this little one out the way. And half should do on this one. Shout out to my lady, shout out to my son for helping me with all the wood projects. I'll probably do one more. Just because you want some kindling. This guy, what's going on? We are keeping mastery? I don't know what that means. Alright. Try to chunk this off. Juice up. No, nothing. Not even a little bit. Come on, you gotta give me something. That's what I thought. Okay. Let's split this, get it done and out the way real quick. Some size pieces. That's good. Let's see what we got on this side. Here. Come on, you almost got it, baby. Alright, let's try it again. What's the splitter you running? This is some, pre-tariff Chinese good from Amazon. Cost me like $300, but you go back further in the video, you go watch how much wood it split. This thing is split. I've gotten my fair share out of this machine. I've made a couple of tweaks to it, and it's a very slow moving machine, but I mean, so far so good. I mean, I did have to replace the power switch, and I bought an extra capacitor that thought it was a capacitor that blew at first. It wasn't. See if I can finish this split. Yeah, get it. Come on. Right through the shreds, baby. Oh man, I might have to put this chunk down and work on something else. Let's see if I can get one more crack at it. No, not really. I got an idea. What's up? to the side. We'll work on something else. More bang for my buck and more bang for your yo. You know what I'm saying? Alright, let me load up the table again here. Try to get a good even split down the middle on this one. Nope. Lots of juice though. Lots of juice. Let's see. Lots of juice. No cigar. Put that over really quick. See if I could just chunk off a piece. Yeah. Nice and juicy. Uh-huh. Up there. Drop this right here. Chunk that off. Oh yeah. I'm out here splitting so you don't have to. Yeah, dude. Oh, there was a knot in it, that's why. Naughty, naughty. No, I lost some more wood. Yeah, I can have it. Alright, let's chunk this stuff up. I got a feeling it's almost my bedtime. I've been up since 12:30, 1 a.m. I had a 14-hour day today. I'm out here hanging out with you guys. These got a little bit of weight to them, so let me split those bad boys down. There we go. Even these split in half got weight to them. But yeah, make sure you guys smash that like button, share this stream. I got a lot of wood to go cut in the woods. I'm gonna try to split this in half and get the 4-way on it. There we go. But yeah, this is just some cheap Amazon. I think it was like a $300 log. Oh yeah, that one got a knot in it. Look at that. See that? That's what's holding it back from its full potential there. So we'll put that right there, get the 4-way on, take the switch, and get it. Got a nice 1, 2, 3, 4. One of the things I don't like about the splitter is that it doesn't go all the way, so sometimes you got to put a smaller chunk of wood in there to get it to go all the way, if that makes sense. And I wish it were faster. I mean, I would have paid an extra $100 just to have to go a lot faster. There we go. Size pieces. Get my hatchet. Cut that off. More manageable size pieces. With my kid, he picks up firewood as well. And he helps load it into the bonfire and stuff. Alright, so I'm gonna put this chunk right here. And another chunk right here. I bet you it's that knot that's in there. Oh yeah, that knot comes all the way through. Yeah, I gotta start oiling my rail too. More manageable size pieces. Cut those up there. This one, chunk this off. There we go. So yeah, eventually I want to set up my own like little roadside stand. So whatever little goods we could, and see how it goes. Maple syrup, maybe some hot peppers, firewood. There we go. Got a nice 4-way split on that. Oh yeah. Still smaller than the hand right there. Move on to a couple smaller pieces. Get them done. But yeah, all of this wood I get for free. I have a tree service guy that brings it to me. That's what I like, that I put a power switch on there so I don't gotta hold the button anymore. And I put a foot pedal. And now it's so easy to do it without even second guessing. Now I'm actually thinking about expanding the woodbin. You want to have like an assortment variety of sizes. Some pieces they'll catch fire easier. What's up, baby? You were playing with Joey and Nora? Nora did what? Yeah, that happens sometimes. So my kid was just telling the story that he went to the neighbor's house, and the neighbor didn't want him in her truck, in her little Barbie Power Wheel. And I told him, yeah, that happens sometimes. Nice manageable pieces. Yeah, I really gotta rub this rail down with some oil. See if I can get a good split on this one. Not it's all curled up. There we go. Manageable size pieces. There we go. not. Now we're getting there. Split on that. How much wood can woodchuck chuck? If a woodchuck could chuck wood, not more than the question has been answered. Yeah, we're moving now, baby. Right before bedtime, gotta get that blood flowing, you dig? Manageable size pieces, let's go. That's good in my book. They're good in my book. Good in my book. That one's a little bulky. It's good to me, baby. Good to me. Time to load up some more wood. size pieces. Let's go. Oh dang, it's 6:30 already. Alright, last two pieces right here. And I gotta I did not know it was 6:30 already. last 4 split right here. I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Leave a comment down below. If you're just joining the live stream, make sure you go back further in the video. Check out everything that I showed you guys of all the progress we've made on the channel and on the homestead. I appreciate you guys watching. Until next time, I will see you guys later. Oh, you guys are still here. My bad. Yeah, I'll see you guys later.